Hi everyone, it's quiz day. It's time for the quiz. Okay, so I've been looking forward to doing the quiz because I really enjoyed hearing back from your scores last time and seeing the pictures of you doing it with me in the background on your computers. And it was interesting to hear which questions you found tricky and which ones you did really well on. So that was nice. Same sort of thing today. Oh, before I start the quiz, I know some of you guys have read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. I always get it in the wrong order. And I absolutely love that book so much. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. It's just full of lovely things. And it's for everybody. Everybody can read it. I've read it and really enjoyed it so many times. And in the post today, this little gift came for me. And it's actually a Comic Relief t-shirt from The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. And it's got the mole and the boy from the storybook, and it says "Love Wins." And I thought you'd really appreciate that because it's, you know, something you guys have read, and I just really liked it. And it raised money for a charity, and it was nice to get a gift in the post. So that was really cool. Just thought I'd share that one with you. Do you love a good t-shirt? Secondly, I know you probably already heard because Mrs. Gooding on her worship talked about it, and it's been everywhere, which is so good. But Barney from class 3 is doing a whole marathon in his wheelchair whilst we're in isolation. He's doing it all on his own, in his chair, and he's going to raise some money. He's raised so much money already. I can't even remember what it was when I last looked. I know I'm going to put some money in and hopefully help him out, but if any of you guys can help him out, that'd be really cool. He's doing like a Just Giving page, and he's just a hero, isn't he? We think you're awesome, Barney, in our class. If you're watching, not sure why you'd be watching Miss Biddington's quiz, but I know you probably enjoy it anyway. And yeah, good on you. Well done for doing that. And if you guys want to support him, you can go onto his Just Giving page. He's doing a wicked job. What a cool thing to do in your wheelchair whilst raising money. Great. Anyway, on to the quiz. So this week, same as last week, class learning and everything we've been doing this year in the first round. I've actually checked this time. There are 10 questions on each round. I apologise for that last week. That was a silly Miss Biddington moment. And then the second round is all bits and bobs about our class. So enjoy. So round 1, pencil, pen, paper, set yourself up, try and beat your score from last time. That's the best thing to do, I think. That's what we always try and do when we do the quiz each week on YouTube. We always try and beat our score from last week. So, first question on round 1. Science question, right from the start of the year. What travels faster, light or sound? Which one of those travels faster? Actually, we've done light and we've done sound this year. Hopefully you've sucked that knowledge in somewhere along the way. So which one travels faster? Does light travel faster or does sound travel faster? This video might actually give you a little hint on that because I don't know if sound and light are matched exactly on this video. Number 2, can you name one natural light source? So a natural source of light. Hopefully we don't fall into the trap of one of the natural objects that lots of people think is a light source, but it's not actually. So one natural light source for number 2. Number 3 is English based. If I was going to write a fronted adverbial, okay, to start my sentence, quick as a flash, for example, what punctuation must come after the fronted adverbial? So what piece of punctuation comes after a fronted adverbial? Number 4, how do you spell February? Don't be caught out by the little sneaky letter that we can't hear properly. How do you spell February? That one's in our year 3 and 4 list, and also caused quite a lot of us a challenge at the start of the year when it was February and we had to write it every day for the date. How do you spell it? Number 5. Was The Light Jar fiction or non-fiction? Was The Light Jar, the book that we just read at school, fiction or non-fiction? Which one do you think? That's knowing which one's real and which one's not, isn't it? Okay, number 6. What is the scientific name for a battery? So in the circuit, what is the scientific name for the battery? What do we call it in science instead of a battery? I know Josh was really good at this in class. I remember he just knew it like this all the time. Number 7. Give one use of the River Nile in ancient Egyptian times. So give me one reason it was used in the Egyptian times, the River Nile. There's lots of uses, so you only have to have one. Hugo's doing some good chewing of a stick down on the floor. Number 8. When we did our death masks, so when we made our Egyptian masks in art, when we were doing the Egyptians, can you remember the material that we used that set our masks so that we could paint them? Can you remember what that material was called that helped us to set the mask and it turned really hard and we could paint over it? What material was that called? That's a good one. I was quite impressed by that question. I was like, arty question. Number 9. Geography 1. Is Europe in the northern or the southern hemisphere? Think about Europe. We learnt loads about Europe. We are in Europe. Are we and the rest of Europe in the northern or the southern hemisphere of the world? I think we got that one. I think you got that. Number 10. Okay, maths question. See how we get on. So I'm baking a cake, and for one cake, I need 100 grams of flour. Okay? But I want to make 4 cakes. How much flour do I need? You go. So if I have 1 cake and I need 100 grams, how much for 4 cakes? Just going to get Hugo because he's scratching the door. Please don't scratch the door. Would you like to come and sit with me? Okay. Things we do in lockdown, guys. Hugo's coming to join us. Right. Sit down. So that was round 1. That was all 10 questions in round 1. Okay. I think I'll go through the answers to that now. So just make sure if you need to rewind me, you do that. And then we will go through the answers when you are sure you've got everything down that you want down. I'll just give you a sec. Okay. Number 1. What travels faster, light or sound? Light travels faster. You might see my mouth moving before you actually hear what's coming out of it on the video because it's a little delayed, but that's actually how it works. Light travels faster than sound. Okay. Name 1 natural light source. You could have had the sun. You could have had fire. You could not have had the moon. You could not have had the moon. That's that tricky one, isn't it? The piece of punctuation in number 3 that you need is a comma after a fronted adverbial. You need, as quick as a flash, comma, and then you can carry on the sentence. Number 4, February is spelt F-E-B-R-U-A-R-Y. That sneaky R after the B, isn't it? That's what kept catching us out all the time. Oh, Hugo is a fidget on my knee. He's snorting. The light jar was fiction. It was a story. It was made up. It wasn't real. So that makes it fiction. The scientific name for a battery in number 6 is a cell. It's called a cell in science. 7, River Nile. Now you can Google this if you don't think that I've got yours. That's fine. Just have a look online and see if you can find yours. You could have, the River Nile was used for washing, for cleaning clothes. Not that there was many clothes, but the clothes that they had, it was used for that. It was used for transporting goods up and down. So transporting anything from one place to another. What else? Well, travel. And anything else you saw. So if I haven't said it, just have a look online. You can have the mark if you get that. We used Mod Rock. Number 8 is Mod Rock we used on our masks to help them to set so that we could paint on them and make them very Egyptian-like. Number 9, we are in the Northern Hemisphere. I'll be surprised if you haven't got that, but we are in the north of the world and we are in the Northern Hemisphere. And if I need 100 grams of flour to make 1 cake, I would need 400 grams to make 4 cakes, because 1 is 100, so we just need to times 100 by 4. 100 times 4 is 400. So you just have it 4 times. Okay, right. We go on to the general class knowledge. Or school knowledge, actually. I've got loads of stuff on here. Number 1. What time in the day is collective worship? So when we're at school and we have collective worship, what time is that in the day? I wonder if you know that. I don't know if you know that. Well, you do a very good job of reminding me, because I am always forgetting, and it's maths and we're all busy, and then all of a sudden, we've got to go to worship. So what time is worship? That's number 1 on this round. Number 2, what is Miss Billington's favourite animal apart from pugs? Pugs is not the answer. Obviously, pugs are my favourite animal, but I kind of mean wild animal. So which animal is my favourite in the wild? Some people will get that. We only had that conversation a few days ago. Well, no, a few weeks ago. What is my favourite animal apart from pugs? Hugo now looks really sad because he doesn't think he's my favourite, but he definitely is. Okay. Number 3. The first book we read this year was a Cows in Action book, if you remember. Made us laugh. It's quite humorous. What was it called? What was the Cows in Action book that we read right at the start of the year as a class? Can you remember what that was called? Number 4. When we went to perform at De Montfort Hall, well, some of us did actually, we had a really big poorly spell at that point and a few of us couldn't come, but when most of us went and all of us practiced, what was the name of the show? What did we perform in? What was that show called? If you remember the songs, it will help you. Number 5, wasn't long before we had to leave school, actually. This is a funny one. Still makes me laugh. So I don't know if you remember when we were doing the boat thing, where we made a boat and had to carry the cargo. It was a competition, if you remember, for British Science Week. When I was collecting the counters, I threw them across the room, if you remember, and it was very funny and nobody knew what to do with themselves because it was the oddest thing I'd done in class. But can you remember why I threw them? Why did I throw the counters across the room? What was that all about? Number 7. This is a good one. What was the first song that we sang as a class in our Tudor Rose play? What is the first song in the play? So as the play goes through, what is the first song that we sing in the play? Can you remember what the name was of that song. Yeah, that one. Okay. Number 8. So in school we have the Christian values. We have like trust and hope, and forgiveness and friendship. All those values that we try really hard every day to practice. But there's one on there that Miss Billing, no, there's not, sorry. There's one that isn't on there, on that list of values, that Miss Billington values most highly in class and in life and in everything else. Do you know my number 1 value? It is a Christian value. We don't have it on our list, but it is a Christian value. But what is my number 1 value? What do I always say that I think is more important than anything as a person? That's tricky. Sorry about that. You'll get it though. Think about what I always talk about in class. Number 9, we went to the pantomime at Christmas and we were lucky enough to be at the front, which was lovely. What did we watch? What was it that we watched in the pantomime? What was the show that we went to see? It's funny. It was very good, actually. Very, very, very good. What did we go and see? Can you remember? Try and think if I can remember. Whoops. I've definitely said that one, thinking I need to go and find the answer to that, and then haven't found the answer. And no, it was really, really good, but I'm just trying to think what on earth it was. Oh, I think I remember, actually. I'll have a think about that one. Number 10. Last one in this round, last one in this quiz. What does Miss B say is the best thing about school? What do I always say is my favourite thing about coming to work, coming to school and being at work? You tell me. Now, I'm just going to pause this video so that I can find out what we went to see in pantomime, because I forgot to look. It was so good, why can't I remember? But I will be back in about 4 seconds. You won't notice I'm gone because it will pause and then unpause. But check your answers, rewind if you need to check any questions, talk to your mum, talk to your dad, talk to somebody who's around you, and we'll go through the answers in 4 seconds. Okay, well, that took some finding. I feel rubbish. Why did I not know the answer to that question? Hopefully you did. Had to text every member of staff to see if I could find out the answer. We got there in the end. Right, number 1. What time in the day is collective worship? It's 10 o'clock. Every day. Every day at 10 o'clock, everyone goes, Miss Billington, it's collective worship time. Yeah, we missed it again. Number 2, my favourite animal, apart from Pugs, who's now decided to sit on the chair next to me, which is better because my new t-shirt's now got dog hair all over it, is a red panda. I like red pandas very much. I'm also very, very fond of moles. There's a little guy here. Which Cows in Action book did we read? We read The Mumi's Curse, remember? Because it was like Egyptian, so they've made it a cow version. The Mumi's Curse. When we went to perform at De Montfort Hall and we had to stay up real late and spend a lot of time with each other, we went to do the Pied Piper. That's what that one was. I remember that one. Remember when we thought it was really scary because the songs were really high when that lady came to practice with us, and we were like, how are we going to get that high? But we managed it. We did good, and we were the only one without words, which was good. When I threw the counters across the room, it was because there was a spider in them. And as we all know, I'm terribly scared of spiders. So that's why I threw them across the room and everyone laughed. The first song to play on the CD for the Tudor Rose was the Tudor King. All hail, that one. So if you got the Tudor King, you got the right answer. Well done. Number 8, my number 1 value that isn't on the Christian values, but is very Christian anyway, is kindness. I say if you can be anything else in the world, you should be kind, because you can get far in life if you're kind. You guys, fortunately, are all really kind. That's nice. What did we watch in the pantomime? Miss Billington. Oh, it was so good as well. How did I forget? It was Beauty and the Beast, because there was the wolves and all of that. Got there in the end. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And number 10, what do I say is the best thing about school? If you didn't get this, where have you been? The best thing about school is you guys. I love seeing you guys, which is why this not being at school thing is super duper hard for me. Basically, if you put children, class 2, us, anything to do with you guys, you win on that question. Total it all up for me. Not sure there was any bonus points to be got today. I'm not sure about that. Make sure you add it all up out of 20 across the 2 rounds. Let me know your score, because that was cool last time. And hopefully we enjoyed the quiz. I know you've seen a lot of my face this week. I'm really sorry about that. But people said, can we see more of you? So here I am. Maybe I will not bombard you with so many videos next week. Or you can just watch me on repeat, can't you? Lucky you. Anyway, I miss you guys like mad, but I hope you're staying safe and happy. I'll see you really, really soon. And make sure you let me know how you got on. And Huey says bye. Bye. See you later.